guys, welcome to Bible lesson 93. So this is one of the few lessons where you see my face instead of PowerPoint slides. I hope you guys had a great Valentine's Day, as that was yesterday, just in case you didn't know that. So today we're going to be talking about love in Bible class. You were probably waiting for it. Okay, when's it coming? Ta-da, here it is. So we are going to start out by reading what is referred to in the Bible as the love chapter. So Paul wrote a letter to the Corinthians. It's called 1 Corinthians because it's the first letter that he wrote that we have in the Bible. And in this letter, Paul wants to define what love is. So he explains to them some things that love is, as well as some things that love is not. So I'm going to read this passage through, first in English, then again in Spanish, and I want you to listen very carefully. But before I begin reading, you need to have your materials for Bible class in front of you. The first one looks like this, okay? It has a little heart on it, so you'll need that. If you don't have it, pause your video and go get it. As well as this about God's conversation hearts. Okay, looks like that. And then lastly, you need your Valentine's Day challenge. Whoops. Ta-da! So you'll need that. Okay, if you don't have those things, pause your video, go and get them. I'm going to be explaining them very soon. All right, let's read about what love is and what love is not. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, reading verses 1 through 8. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, now my version of the Bible, the King James Version, uses the word charity for love. I'm going to replace the word charity with love so that you can hear that word. But I want you to know that in the King James Version it says charity, but it means love. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not love, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not love, it profiteth me nothing. Love suffereth long and is kind. That means love is patient and kind. Love envieth not. It doesn't want what other people have. Love vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up. So love is not prideful. Love, is not puffed up. Doth not behave itself unseemly. Seeketh not her own. Is not easily provoked. Thinketh no evil. Rejoiceth not in iniquity. So is not happy about sin, but rejoiceth in the truth. Beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Love never faileth, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. So love never fails, true love. The first person that has true love towards us is God. His love never fails us. We'll talk more about that in just a minute. Let me read it now to you in Espanol. Forgive me if I say the words incorrectly. Si yo hablase lenguas humanas y angélicas y no tengo amor, vengo a ser como metal que resuena o símbolo que retiñe. Y si tuviese profecía y entendiese todos los misterios y toda ciencia, y si tuviese toda la fe, de tal manera que trasladese los montes y no tengo amor, nada soy. Y si repartiese todos mis bienes para dar de comer a los pobres, y se entregase mi cuerpo para ser quemado, y no tengo amor, de nada me sirve. El amor es sufrido, es benigno. El amor no tiene envidia. El amor no es jactancioso, no se envanece, no hace nada indebido, no busca lo suyo, no se irrita, no guarda rencor, no se goza de la injusticia, mas se goza de la verdad. Todo lo sufre, todo lo cree, todo lo espera, todo lo soporta. El amor nunca deja de ser, pero las profecías se acabarán y cesarán las lenguas y la ciencia acabará. Okay, so that is what love truly is. Now that we've gone through that list, I want you to look at this paper. Make sure you write your name at the top. This paper talks about all of those things that were in 1 Corinthians. It says, fill in the blank with an example of showing love in each way listed. So this kind of breaks it down and uses words that are a little more common. So love is patient. What is a way that you can show that love is patient? Show to someone that you love, show them patience. Write down one way. Love is kind. Love is not jealous, doesn't have celos. Love does not boast. Love is not proud. So to boast is like to brag about yourself. I'm so great. And to be proud is just to think of yourself as better than others. Number 6, love does not dishonor others. So you remember, you're writing down an example of how this can be shown. Love is not selfish. So show how love is selfless. It doesn't think only about itself. Love is not easily angered. So it doesn't easily get mad. Love does not keep a record of wrongs. So when someone does something wrong to you, if you truly love them, you're going to forgive them, right? Love does not like evil, but rejoices in the truth. Love always protects. Love always trusts. Love always hopes. Love always perseveres, so it keeps going. Love never fails. That's all that you need to do for this particular paper is write down those things, write down an example of how you could show love in each of those ways. So it could be a personal example, that means to someone you specifically know, or it can be hypothetical, just a way that you would in general show it to someone. All right, now the second thing that you need to do for Bible class today, now that we know what love is, let's talk about God's love to us. So look at the directions that you have, staples at the front of your paper. It says, use the Bible to look up the verses to each conversation heart. Write down the verse in the space provided. So these are what it means by conversation hearts. So here you have the heart, and here you have the reference to the Bible verse. Conversation hearts, those are those little candies that say on them those little phrases, those little phrases. Be mine, all mine, true love, call me, those things. Those are conversation hearts. So this one is with a twist. In this exercise, you are kind of envisioning that God has given you that little conversation heart. That is God speaking to you. And so they have a conversation heart with a Bible verse, the reference to a Bible verse next to each one. And here are the instructions. It says first, use the Bible to look up the verses to each conversation heart and write down the verse in the space provided. So you'll write down that verse here on the paper by the reference. So you should have plenty of room to write the verse. Then it says on a separate piece of paper. So another piece of paper, not this one. Get out a piece of paper from your notebook paper. Clearly label it. For example, the first one is be mine, John 3:16. So number 1, be mine, John 3:16. You're not writing the verse, you've already written that on this paper. So it says on a separate sheet of paper, interpret the verse for the meaning behind the heart. How does this apply to the conversation heart? So you're going to look at the verse, look at the conversation heart. On that piece of paper, you're going to tell me how that verse goes with that conversation heart. So how God is using that verse to say, I want you to be mine. How does that verse really mean that conversation heart? What does it mean for God to give you that conversation heart, be mine? What does he mean by that? Use the verse to tell me what God means by telling you to be mine. The next one is all mine. So look up John 10:27 through 30. After you write it down here, tell me on a separate piece of paper, what does God mean by saying that you are all mine, using those verses? The next one is true love. What does God mean by telling you true love, using Jeremiah 31:3? Okay? So that's all you need to do. Then the last part of this says, on your own conversation heart, so this is yours, write a blurb. So that means a little phrase or a little sentence with your own conversation that God has had with you. Or maybe it isn't a conversation you have had. Maybe it's a blurb to help others hear God's message. So something that God would be saying maybe to you personally or maybe to somebody else. Can you find a Bible verse to go along with your heart? So an example is choose me. That'd be the blurb that you would put here. Choose me. And what would be a Bible verse that would show that God wants you to choose him? So just a little phrase of God speaking to you or to somebody else, but it probably will give you more inspiration if you have it. Something that personal, God saying to you, and then find a Bible verse that shows you that God is saying that to you. Okay? Now we have the last part of our Valentine's Day. That's our Valentine's Day challenge. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, for this, you need to record one thing each day. So you see that you have it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday on the back. In the top of the heart, it says, love is. So you need to choose one thing that love is, or you could say love is not. But for example, like you have here, love is patient. And you are going to write down here on these little lines, one way that you showed personally to someone that love is patient. What was something that you did to show love to someone in that way? How did you show to someone that love is patient? So that means you were patient with someone. You were really patient, almost self-sacrificingly patient with someone, maybe a little brother or sister or something like that. It doesn't have to be patience, by the way. That's just an example. Anything that comes up, a way that you can show what love is, but you cannot repeat them. So if you use love is patient on Monday, you can't do that on Tuesday, you can't do that on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday or Saturday or Sunday. You can't do that one again. Yes, you should still show that love is patient to people, but you can't record it on here. So let's say you do love is patient on Monday. Then on Tuesday, you have a chance to show someone that love is not selfish. And so show them that and write that down on Tuesdays. Okay, that is your challenge. So that is it for Bible class today. Let me know if you have any questions about how you're supposed to complete any of these particular projects. And make sure that you first watch this video again if you're not sure what I was saying, because sometimes you need to watch things more than once to really captar what I'm saying, especially since I'm not speaking your original language. So watch the video again, especially the parts with the directions first before you ask for help, okay? Because basically I'm just gonna be repeating what I said in the video when you ask me for help. But don't invent. Oh, no, don't invent, because I'll still send you back to go watch the video if I get your homework from you and it's not what I asked for. So make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do, watch the video again. If you still don't get it, that's fine. Then you can ask me, okay? And I want to get your questions. I'd rather have your questions and be able to help you right away than have you send me homework and we have to send it back telling you to redo it. Have a wonderful day, guys. I love you very, very much. Bye.